You're watching the Weiss channel. Today, we're doing right triangle congruence. Okay, let's recall that in a right triangle, this is a leg, and this is the hypotenuse. In fact, please note that this right angle points to the hypotenuse. The right angle points to the hypotenuse. Okay, so in every right triangle, the right angle will point to the hypotenuse. All right. So the question is, how are these two triangles congruent? Well, we don't include the right angle in our answer ever. So it's just part of the triangle at this point. So this is a leg and this is a leg. These two legs are congruent to these two legs, so we call it leg, LL. That's it. Over here, you have a leg congruent to a leg. Notice, by the way, that the right angle is pointing to the hypotenuse and there's no mark on it, which means the hypotenuse is not part of your answer. There is one angle here congruent to another angle, so you're going to have leg angle, LA. Over here, notice that the right angle is pointing to the hypotenuse, and this time the hypotenuse is equal to this hypotenuse. So we also have a leg congruent to a leg, so your answer is going to be HL, hypotenuse leg. Over here, notice that the hypotenuse is congruent to the hypotenuse, and we also have an angle congruent to an angle. We call it hypotenuse angle. I don't know why you cannot call it angle hypotenuse or angle leg. The L has to come first. If you have an angle, the A has to be last. And if you have a hypotenuse, the H has to come first. I don't know why that's the rule, but that's the rule. Okay. In problems like this, note that there is a common side here. Since the right angle points to the hypotenuse, notice the hypotenuse is not part of your answer. So this must be a leg, and this must be a leg. The leg is common, so your answer is going to be leg. Over here, notice you have vertical angles, right? Once again, the right angle points to the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is not part of your answer, so this must be a leg. You're going to have leg angle. In this one, notice that the right angle is pointing to the hypotenuse, so you have hypotenuse, and this is common to both. It must be a leg, so you have hypotenuse leg. Over here, once again, you have the right angle pointing to the hypotenuse. It is equal to the hypotenuse. So hypotenuse is part of your answer, and these two actually won't be marked. Excuse me?
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all right. That's forever now. You're going to be on the Weiss channel saying that word.
Sorry.
All right? These two are equal. They are angles. Hypotenuse angle. Over here, all right, once again, the right angle points to the hypotenuse. It's not part of your answer. The hypotenuse is not. This is an angle, and that's an angle that is equal, so A will be part of your answer. Because this is common to both, it must be a leg, so you have leg angle. Here, once again, the right angle points to the hypotenuse. That's not part of your answer. So this must be a leg, and this is common to both, and that must be a leg. So it's LL. Over here, the right angle points to the hypotenuse, which is equal to the hypotenuse here. So hypotenuse is part of your answer, and you have vertical angles here. So you have hypotenuse angle. You've been watching the Weiss channel.